morning to you, and you're welcome to the sports segment on Daybreak Live this morning. Beautiful Monday morning, day number 5 in the month of May. This is Dominion Television. Let's talk sport this morning. Taking a look at all that went down with other sports during the weekend. Starting from the local front, no MPFL games over the weekend. We had the President Federation Cup Quarterfinal in the male category. Let's take a look at the results. Abakaliki Football Club and Nasarawa United played out a draw. Of course, that was settled via penalty, with Abakaliki making it to the semi-finals of the competition. Also, Wiki Tourists lost to Ikorodu City, with Ikorodu qualifying for the semi-finals. And of course, Akwa United and Kwara United also slugged out with Kwara going through there. And Rangers, yes, last year's champions in the MPFL, also went through courtesy of that 1-0 victory. Let's take a look at the semi-final fixture in this year's President Federation Cup. And there you have it. Abakaliki FC will take on Ikorodu City later on this month, while Kwara United will take on Rangers International in the semi-final of this year's President Federation Cup. Well, from the male category, let's take a look at the female category this morning, where matches were also played across the federation. And there you have it on your screen. Heartland Queens going through courtesy of that 5-0 victory. Rivers Angels also trashing First Mahia 5-0 in that encounter. Dana's Ladies lost to Remo Stars Ladies. And of course, Ibom Angels also through to the quarterfinals. Edo Queens also through to the quarterfinals of the female category. And then Unification FC won that game 6-0 against Mighty Jets Matter. Sunshine Queens went through, as well as Nasarawa Amazon. Let's take a look at the quarterfinal pairing for the ladies this morning. And of course, the games will be played on the 7th of May. Yes, this May. And of course, Sunshine Queens will take on Nasarawa Amazons. Edo Queens versus Unification Football Club ladies. Rivers Angels versus Remo Stars. Will also have Ibom Angels taking on Heartland Queens. Well, away from the President Federation Cup, let's take a look at what happened in the Nigerian National League. That's the second tier of Nigerian League football, where matches were also played across the federation. Conference A, Conference B, Conference C, and Conference D. Well, I'll be taking a look at what happened in Conference A, because that's where we have Crown FC of Ogbomoso. 2-0 Crown FC lost against Abia Comet. Let's take a look at the implication on the table. There you have it on your screen. Crown FC not the position where the fans want them to be at this point, because they're now third on the table. And don't forget, only the top two will qualify for the season-ending Super 8, where the eventual champion will emerge, and those who pick a ticket to the MPFL will also emerge. But we trust them to continue from here. The next game, match day 17, is against Igbajo Football Club in Ogbomoso, and we trust that they will get the job done and, of course, do us pretty proud. We expect them to do that, and we trust them to get that sorted with just a few round of games left in the NNL regular season. Well, from our league here in Nigeria, let's cross to the continent and talk about the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. Yesterday, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria played out a goalless draw against their Moroccan counterpart to maintain the unbeaten run in this competition. Goalless that game ended. You remember that Flying Eagles' first game was a win against Tunisia. And Morocco's first game was also a win against Kenya. And then Tunisia, later in the day, defeated Kenya 3-1. Let's take a look at the table as we speak. Morocco still top the pack this morning. After 2 rounds of games, they've won 1 and drawn the order. They are first on the table. Nigeria, second, 1 draw, 1 win, but goal difference situation. Nigeria find themselves second on the table. Tunisia third, and of course Kenya are fourth as we speak. Away from football, let's quickly check on other happenings in other sports. Let's go straight to Morocco this morning. Venue of the 2025 African Senior Wrestling Championship, and Nigeria continue to dominate that particular sport, prove once again that they are indeed the biggest wrestling nation in Africa, winning 10 gold, 1 silver, and 2 bronze medals. Let's take a look at some of those who did the magic for Nigeria at the weekend. There you have it. Jumoke Adekoye winning in the 60 kg category. Let's take a look at, you saw Christiana earlier on your screen. Let's take a look at others this morning that also did us proud in that particular game. Esther Kolawole also doing us proud in the 62 kg category. Next, let's take a look at who we have here. Yes, Hannah Ruben also doing us proud in the 68 kg category. Of course, Adija Tidris also doing us proud. And of course, we say big kudos to the girls under the tutelage of Honorable Daniel Igali. He's been doing a very fantastic job with that particular federation, and we trust that that will definitely continue. Away from that, let's go to Saudi Arabia this morning, where Efia Ajagba, Nigeria's Efia Ajagba, and Congolese Martin Bakole went head-to-head in the early hours of Monday morning in Saudi Arabia. Was a heavyweight bout between the two Africans, and of course, eventually it was a draw against, according to the judges. And after 10 intense rounds in Riyadh, the judges called the contest 95-95, 94-96, 95-95, with one judge narrowly favoring Ajagba, while the other two called it even. So it ended in a draw, and of course, a lot of boxing analysts have been talking about this one, feeling like it's a daylight robbery for Efia Ajagba, but it is what it is. It's boxing, and then we move on from that one. Let's quickly check out updates from America this morning, talking about the Miami Open in the world of Formula One, where it was Oscar Piastri winning his fourth race in 6 this season. Of course, coming tops in Miami over the weekend, and of course there you have them, Lando Norris coming second, and of course George Russell coming third in that particular race. It's been a fantastic season so far for Piastri, like I mentioned earlier. Four wins in 6 races this season. The question is, who can stop him at the moment in Miami? Max Verstappen, the champion, actually finished 4th, and he's indeed struggling this season. Let's take a look at the current standings as far as the driver standing is concerned. Piastri with 131 points, followed by Norris with 115 points. And you can agree with me that it's McLaren's season, no doubt. Top 2 is what they're occupying, and Piastri is indeed cruising, if you ask me. Well, for Verstappen, 99 points is what he has in 3rd position. And then let's take a look at the team standing. Of course, what do you expect? McLaren topping the pack with 246 points, followed by Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, Williams, and so on. Well, away from the world of Formula One, let's check out what transpired in Spain at the weekend. It was the finals of the Madrid Open, and on Saturday, Aryna Sabalenka, world number 1, proved that she is the best when it comes to female tennis in the world, as she got the best of American Coco Gauff 6-3, 7-6 to come out winners of the women's singles of this year's Madrid Open. In the male singles, let's take a look at the male singles this morning, where of course Casper Ruud came out victorious against British Draper 7-5, 3-6, 6-4 for Casper Ruud there. Congratulations to him on that important victory for his career. Undoubtedly, the biggest title is won in his entire career. All right, away from there, let's quickly check out updates coming from the world of basketball this lovely morning. It's getting really interesting. We are now into the semi-finals, the conference semi-finals already, and we have the semi-finalist already. Oklahoma City Thunders, of course, with Denver Nuggets facing off in the conference semi-final, the Western Conference semi-finals. And of course, we have here other pairings also to talk about. Because of our time, I won't be able to break all of this down, but tomorrow we'll definitely do that one. Yes, and there you have it on your screen. Cavaliers losing out this morning in their own Eastern Conference semi-final, first game played in the early hours of today. While away from that this morning, let's return to the world of football. On the European front this morning, where there's still a lot to play for in the Premier League as regards teams that will qualify for this season's Champions League or even the Europa League. But of course, as far as the Premier League title is concerned, it's to Liverpool already. And at the weekend, Liverpool were at Stamford Bridge. They got the guard of honor, but they didn't cover themselves in pride on the pitch of play, as Chelsea defeated Liverpool 3-1 in the Premier League game. For Arsenal, it wasn't a good weekend for them. They lost theirs. City won theirs, and of course, good victory for Chelsea. And this is what the table looks like at the moment in the Premier League. City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, all looking to do battle for a place in the in Europe come next season. And there you have it. Aston Villa also in the mix. Nottingham Forest also in the mix, with Forest having a game against Palace later on today, so they might come a little closer to Chelsea and Newcastle after tonight's game. Let's cross to Spain. Yes, in Spain, it's getting a whole lot more interesting in Spain. Barcelona still topping the pack in Spain. They won at the weekend, same as Real Madrid, but then Real Madrid fans are hopeful that the El Clasico coming up next will help them or push them even further to winning the La Liga title. They are saying a win for them against Barcelona next time in the Clasico will probably hand them a chance of winning the La Liga. But then there's still a lot to play for as far as European places is concerned over there. Now in Italy, as you can see on your screen, in Italian Serie A, Napoli, they are still the leaders in the Italian Serie A. They became leaders last weekend, and of course they consolidated that this weekend. 77 points what they have, followed by Inter Milan with 74 points. Atlanta with 68 points, and we must say kudos to our own boy there, Ademola Lookman, who of course found the net also. Juventus failed to win yesterday. It was a draw against Bologna, not a good result that they actually wanted. Let's cross to Germany this morning. I'm talking about the Bundesliga. Finally, the man on your screen, yes, Harry Kane won his first major title over the weekend, courtesy of the Bundesliga title that Bayern Munich won. Don't forget that, all his career, about 31 years, he has never won a major title. But last season, they came close, that's Bayern Munich, but they never got it. But this season, they finally have it. And congratulations to this man for doing that job. Well, moving to the French Ligue 1, Paris Saint-Germain, of course, they are the champions over there in France already. Olympique Marseille, Monaco, Nice, Lille, they are the top 5 as far as that is concerned in the French Ligue 1. But before I go, let's give kudos to, of course, let's give kudos to those who deserve it. And that's talking about some Nigerian players that did pretty well for their respective club sides at the weekend. Yes, we'll talk about Chiamaka Nandozie, Super Falcons goalkeeper, who kept 2 penalty on Friday to ensure that his team, Paris FC, came out victorious in the Coupe de France. So congratulations to Nandozie, the champion over there in France. Let's take a look at another Nigerian who did well at the weekend. Ademola Lookman, he scored for his team, Atlanta, in their 4-0 victory in the Italian Serie A. Kudos to him for that particular one. Let's take a look at another Nigerian who did well. Yes, Cyril Dessers is his name. Another goal for him against Rangers, 1-1. They played Celtic Rangers, 1-1 it ended. And of course, our own Cyril Dessers with a goal. And of course, the big man himself, Victor Osimhen, grabbing 2 goals at the weekend for his team, Galatasaray, in their 4-1 win over Sivasspor. Big congratulations to him. I mean, he scored a lot of goals already this season, and we indeed wish him all the very best. And that's sports this morning on Daybreak Live.
Boluwaji, how are you doing today? Looks like Liverpool and Chelsea had a lot to play for over the weekend, especially for Chelsea. Having delivered the guard of honor, they needed something back as pride.
But absolutely, I totally agree with you. They needed that. That guard of honor, you remember that Liverpool gave Chelsea 10 years ago, and it was Chelsea's time this time around to give it to Liverpool. But then they had other plans because, they want to play on the continent come next season. So they did their job on the pitch of play. 3-1 they won. They didn't even respect the champions at all. They left the respect when they were coming on the pitch, with the guard of honor. But on the pitch, they got the job done. 3-1, but then they have tougher games right ahead of them. They still have Nottingham Forest, they still have Newcastle, they still have Manchester United this season. So a lot to play for Chelsea this season. But I'm sure that they understand the task ahead, and they will definitely get the job done. One boy that I was really happy for yesterday has to be Cole Palmer, who has struggled for a while. On social media, he's been attacked several times. But then he got a goal, the top goal yesterday, and he was indeed happy. And he threw some shades on the Boo Boys on social media, and that's what happens when you begin to perform well for your club side.
All right, thank you, Boluwaji, for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, Samson.
All right, the show is still Daybreak Live on Dominion Television, but then we have to go this morning. That's been a wonderful session so far, from the chit-chat down to headlines on the pages of the newspaper, down to news, down to Trend Watch, and now sports. But then we simply have to go. But then don't forget that today is another Monday. It's a brand new week, 7 fresh days to grow, grind, and glow. Don't wait for opportunities. Create them. Let your hustle speak louder than your doubts. Happy Monday to you all. Samson Balogun is my name. Let's meet again tomorrow on this show.
All right, we're using this medium to celebrate every of our colleagues out there. I mean, journalists, either you work in broadcast or print. We're saying congratulations to us. But let's always have this key aspect of the world press freedom, which is to promote our press freedom and to evaluate and to defend media independence. Always believe you can, and you are halfway there. What Theodore Roosevelt said. Do have a productive day and a positive week. Good morning. My name is Pat Aito.